Good morning and welcome to this special event. Where are we? We are at the National Assembly Complex, the three-arm zone, where we're going to witness the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly. Of course, Nigeria practices bicameral legislative style of government. We have the upper legislative house, which is the Senate. We have the House of Representatives, which is the lower house. Today, here in Abuja, we're going to see the inauguration of Nigeria's parliament, the National Assembly. Of course, a week ago, we had the inauguration of President Bola Tinubu, the President of Nigeria, and 28 other state governors. But today, we're moving away to the legislature, the National Assembly. This is where laws will be made. Of course, the legislature is the arm of government that makes laws for the country. We're going to have the election of a Senate President, a Deputy Senate President, a House Speaker, a Deputy Speaker of the House, and other principal officers. It promises to be very interesting, and we'll give you all the details of everything that's going to transpire here.
That I would break his record. That the shoes he was leaving would fit me perfectly. And it was part of our campaign slogan. But on a serious note, the DSP is not leaving Delta Central. He is still our leader in the party in Delta Central. He is still a leader in the country. And he will use that might to help me to transform further Delta Central. So I have him at my back. We will still bring on a whole new team of people and empower further Delta Central people.
Has its own unique coloration already. We have 8 political parties contributing members to the 10th Senate. So what it means is that Nigerians have diversified their choices, because it was as a result of the disappointments of the past that Nigerians voted for people in different parties, 8 parties on the whole. Before, it used to be 2 dominant parties and maybe 1 minority party. But today, we have political parties that have really contributed large membership to the entire National Assembly. So what it means is that in our divergence, we will be able to bring our various views that will be debated, to be able to help Nigeria come out of these major problems. So opinion will not be only from one dominant party.
Use whatever lobbying skills I have to talk to my colleagues, to join hands with me, to see the plight of our people in Delta South Central District, a central district that produces massive revenue for this country, and how they can join hands with me to develop that environment. So I will begin to talk about where they can come in to minimize the suffering of my people.
Even if we are from different parties, we all have a similar ideology, and the ideology is for the legislators to work hand in hand with the executives. So our election today just shows that we are unanimous in our choice, and we hope to make the House, the 10th Assembly, move strong and directly as possible. The major part of my manifesto is employment sector. I intend to do a lot of things for my constituency employment sector. The insecurity and the women empowerment is what I intend to do. Part of my manifesto, and key signatures will come up.
For quite some time now, we've been quite unfortunate with the kind of leadership that we had experienced in the past, and it had led the state to a vacuum, a gap, a legislative deficit, which I intend to close the gap over a short period of time. And thank God we have a governor in the name of Dr. Alex Oti, who has a lot of capacity and integrity. And I believe working closely with the state government, we should be able to take the state back to its original trajectory where it was headed, to be the Japan of Africa. We have lost quite some time over the years because of poor leadership, but I am quite optimistic that the people of Aba who are resilient, hardworking and innovative are still the way they were before now, and then all they need in my own part as a member representing them is a proper legislative intervention and representation and oversight, and bringing the tangible dividends of democracy to their doorsteps. And I can assure you that I will hit the ground running, because I have quite a number of things that I had already put together that I would be presenting to the floor as soon as the plenary begins to take place.
I think what we did today is the best thing for the party. Being obedient to the party, which shows that there's going to be a harmonious working relationship between the executive and the lawmakers. And that shows that we will do well. For my constituency, when I was going around campaigning, what I was asked to bring on board is water, good roads, and light, and hospitals. There are no hospitals at all, and most of the schools that are there have been completely shut down, completely collapsed. So it is my own desire to do these things for them, give them good roads, build schools, give them light and water. I've already started. I renovated boreholes 22 in both local government, Taka and Book, and dug 2 new ones.
This differently is that I will ensure that diaspora voting bill that I did in the 9th Assembly comes to fruition, most especially my JAM bill. The bill that will ensure that when a student passes JAM this year, he doesn't have to repeat it next year. He will have 3 to 5 years. The initial work we did was for 5 years. It was reduced to 3. I will make sure that it becomes law and that Nigerian students don't have to suffer. And then I will also support bills that would that would create equity and fairness when it comes to females in the Nigerian society. And then any laws that can protect our children, our girl child, from rape and violence, I will definitely propagate those type of laws. Thank you.
I feel very glad, particularly because of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has brought in fresh energy, a breath of fresh air. We can feel a new aura. We can feel something new in the presence of all of us in the country generally. So I'm very happy with this new government. And the 10th Assembly, we're expecting nothing but the best of the 10th Assembly. Because in the 9th Assembly, we know that a lot of achievements were made. And the leadership of the 10th Assembly today, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, who happens to be the elected speaker, and Benjamin Kanu, these are 2 personalities that have very, very good experience legislative-wise. We know that Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas has about 78 bills to his credit, and of course 21 of them assented to. So we know that this is somebody that has a high wealth of experience in terms of legislative activities. We'll be fighting, we'll be lobbying, we'll be speaking to their understanding, and we'll also ensure that we are united as women, which we have started already. We have started to meet and we have started to discuss the issues that affect women and how we are going to use our position as women in the legislative arm to ensure that we influence those bills positively and ensure that our men support us.